And we are live.
We're live.
We're live. I'm alive.
I'm alive.
And I get here, what is it? 4 seconds before we go live. And
That's
you're
how we
right.
do it around here.
And you're right. It is. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Don't even have my mic on. What was I going to say? Drama, the drama. And part of, I'm just going to start. Part of my drama is waiting to the last minute, not giving myself enough time. And who has control over that?
Well, that is the one thing. Well, one of the things you do have control over.
And I do have
Go ahead.
And I do have control over the introduction of this show. Welcome to Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense.
Plus more.
A lot more.
Plus a lot more.
I feel like I've been shot out of a can. I have this energy of excitement, of can't wait to share. I'm so full of information.
Ooh, sounds great. Can't wait to open my ears up and listen to every word.
So like and subscribe. What's your word of the day, my dear son?
Yes, my word of the day is imbroglio. No, you could say that one. Imbroglio. IMBROGLIO. Imbroglio.
I'm going to need you to spell it one more time because I just found my pen. Please.
Did it too fast. IMBROGLIO.
Imbroglio.
And it means, it's a noun, and it means complex misunderstanding or confusing situation. An example in a sentence, the imbroglio left them at odds with one another. So we have had a couple imbroglios in our life.
More than a couple.
Now I know that's right.
And it's always whose fault?
We'll leave that up to the listeners. Nice. Well done.
Thank you. Well, thank you for that word, imbroglio.
Imbroglio. Imbroglio.
I'll never use that word again. Promise.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like the G is silent. My bad. Hold on.
Imbroglio.
Well, it is really weird to say, but it's a great word.
What a great way to kick off this show. I've already tuned out.
And you're on the show.
Well, my word of the day is something that I didn't even have to think about, and it's a word that I used. It's sans.
Sans. All right.
SANS. Have you ever heard of that word before?
I have.
Do you know what it means?
Does that mean without?
Yes, it does. So with sans drama, sans imbroglio. Without. And it's a simple word, and I like it. Easy.
I like that too. And it's not a word I find myself using ever. So it'll be nice to try to implement that into my vocabulary so we don't have an imbroglio.
I wish you would.
I wish you would.
Before we get on to the substance of the show, I have a question, and I would like your permission to play that audio message that you left for me.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Well, maybe if we give it a little context.
Well, I was going to give it context. My son, Nate, is very controlling.
Thanks, Mom. Well, you're right, so I'm not too insulted.
don't take it personally. When I say controlling, I controlling. He's working on it. But one of the things that I said to him this week is you need to be a police officer. And he lit up with that idea and he sent me an audio message. Yeah, police officer. I love it. I'm just going to paraphrase. You don't have to listen to it. Paraphrase. And he said, "Yes, I would be a great police officer. I don't need a gun. I don't need training, basic training. I don't even need the car. All I need is a megaphone and a badge.
That's
And all you are going to be arrested if you don't follow the rules in Naty Town."
That's correct. And it's just something about it seems so juicy. The controlling, I get to control is being arrested. All I get to do is yell at people, shout at people, and I make the laws. And it sounded great to me. I mean, there really was a part of me that thought maybe I could be a sheriff.
Oh, I know.
So thank you. No, that we'll see how the voicemail goes. For now, that'll be for you, and we'll just leave it up to their imagination.
But it was very funny with a little bit of expletives. I listened to it over 20 times. It's only 45 seconds, but it's funny as hell. And I appreciate your humor, and I appreciate you sharing. In other words, you're making this, if I'm going to use myself as drama, or I'm controlling, or I take things personally, or I have expectations, what you're doing is you are making light of it. You are making it funny. You are making it fun. And that's part of the practice. Is it's not that serious. It's not that important. And can I find humor in everything, including when I'm looking at myself in the mirror? By the way, look at this mirror that I got. Handmade mirror. When I'm looking at myself in the mirror, can I be light?
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. And that's what felt so good to send that and to make fun of my controlling, which is really not that bad anymore. But there is that part of me that loves the idea, excuse me, that loves the idea. Is my nose growing? That loves the idea of controlling, and that's always going to be I think a piece of me. So let's make light of it. Let's have a little fun. And I can so easily make fun of other people, so why not make fun of myself?
That's the truth. I love it. Okay, topic. What's your topic?
Well, I was going to go with trust. When we say I trust and I feel what are we trusting in, and what does that word even mean? And I think it's very personal for me. I need to trust in something that makes sense to me, and I really don't know the future. So what am I trusting in? And the last thing I'll leave it with is I think I'm trusting that things will work out one way or another, even if I don't know how. Things have a way of settling into their place. Maybe not when I think they should, or the way they should, or having the people that I think are involved, or even playing my part, but it does seem to settle in time.
What a great first topic. And this is why, my dear, our dear audience of maybe one or two people, this is why I'm at a different level than this one.
I was hoping we could go just a few seconds without you
bragging about the level that I'm on.
Yes, and yes, sans you're bragging and creating an imbroglio with us.
Imbroglio. I like imbroglio.
Imbroglio.
Well, you use a word that I never use. There's only two words that I never use. I don't use the word should ever. Should is a judgment. All judgments subtract. And then I don't use the word mistake. So you said what we should and what we should. You used it twice, but I wasn't counting.
Right.
But let's get back to your trust. And one of the things I ask, it's a common question, and this ties into my topic, believe it or not, which is the topic of worrying. And there's only two reasons why people worry. Number one, they were programmed. And number two, lack of trust. When you trust, when you practice trust, it's impossible to worry. You can't worry and trust at the same time. Can you?
I don't think you can. I at best I could bounce back and forth.
Now that's even more, I'm going to say normal is bouncing back and forth from trust to worry, from trust to worry. And do you remember, so you were in the class with me on Wednesday, Nathan flew in for the day and I was teaching the Truth About Happiness class. It was the last class, and there was a woman in the back of the class, and she says, and I asked, I mean, after 10 weeks with me, do you worry? And she says, yes, I worry about, and this, and a shout out to our buddy, TM, you're listening, that this is for you. So she said, I worry about my grandchildren. I worry about my children. In other words, it's something noble. There's a nobility about it. And I'm here to say that worrying, it's a program. And number two, it people can feel when you worry about them. People can feel that energy of worry. And if I'm in the hospital or if I'm going through some kind of challenge, I don't want worry energy around me. In fact, worrying energy is the opposite of healing. If you want someone to heal that you say you love, then your energy of worry is not doing them any good. In fact, it's the opposite. What is your take on it?
I like what you said. I do remember her saying that in class. And what really helped shift my perspective is no, it's more of a self-focused thing. If I'm worrying, I'm worried about myself. It's not really about the other person. And I told you that I'm worried about my cats, or that I have worry energy around my cats. And then you reminded, and I told you that one of them getting sick, one of them maybe running away. I told you the stories I'm worried about. And you said that I told you before, won't I be able to deal with whatever comes up in the moment? Which is one of my topics for today, is just being in the moment and trusting in the moment that whatever's going on, if something happens to the cats or me or anything, that the answers and the next steps are in the moment. And you said this when you were in class about worrying being a future thing. It's all future based.
Worrying is all future, and living in the future subtracts too. But let me go back to another point about worrying. First of all, it's not your fault, not you specifically, but it's no one's fault, because we were programmed to worry. We were taught to worry. But this thing about thinking that worrying about someone means that you care about them, it's the opposite too. Worrying does not mean that you care about someone. Worrying is heavy energy, and I'm placing this heavy energy on someone that I say I love. And I know it's a practice, and I know I forgot to say, put your seatbelt on for this, TM. I forgot to say that, but put your seatbelt on, because this worrying and so who would you want to come into your hospital room, or say you're in a recovery? Would you want someone that's worried, or would you want someone with a different energy that, like you said, everything is going to work out, everything's going to be okay, and even if it's not okay, whatever it is still in order?
In order, yeah. That, to me, that goes back to trust, and what kind of order do I believe in, and I practice with that every day, and it changes a little bit every day. and the order I believe in. I used to hope was I get everything I want, everything goes my way, and it's going to be that way. And it's not that way. It's been proven time and time again. It doesn't go my way. Oh, you have it.
Yes, hope is for dopes.
Any other words that you've removed that I should remove as well?
Just should and mistake, and hope is for dopes. If you want to remove hope, I don't use that word either. Hope. I hope tomorrow's going to be better. I hope. No, I don't hope.
The only thing I'm hoping for is that this show ends very soon. I've gone back and forth, and I get it. I get the hope. There's, for me, it's optimism. It's, yeah, I am. There is a preference that I have, and I do hope it goes that way. And if I'm really black belt mastery, then I'm detached from it going that way, even with the hope.
I like
So I
that.
don't think I'm a dope.
No, you're not a dope, but hope is for dopes.
You're not a dope, but hope is for dopes. I get it.
Hope, yeah, do you?
I think I do.
The last thing I'm going to say about worrying is everybody knows that worrying isn't good for you. That everyone knows that it's not productive. Everyone knows that it's negative. Everyone knows that it's not good. It's not good for you, and it's not good for the person you're worried about. And especially if you tell them, "Oh, I'm worried about you," that just means you want to manipulate and control them. Ooh, did I say that out loud? But getting back to this, worrying becomes an addiction. And people get addicted to worrying. People get addicted to drama. People get addicted to complaining. So worrying is an addiction. Hi, little girls. Yeah. And then I'm ready for the next topic.
Yeah, I'm ready to hear the next topic. And I was going to say the same thing, because she said even in class, I know it doesn't help. I know worrying doesn't help. So then we're doing it anyway. And to me, that is a addiction, habit, program, something that just happens automatically we can't even change it. It's just on this track.
Okay, and this is another seatbelt because I watched a video yesterday with Dr. David Hawkins, HAW. Oh, they're so cute, David Hawkins. And one of the things that he said about these emotions, he says, oh, look at that. I guess there's a chat. It says watching on double speed to catch up. Hey, TM. What Dr. David Hawkins said was that there is a payoff that you get. Nathan, a payoff. Is that my Lexi girl?
Yes.
Hi, little Lexi girl. You get a payoff from worrying.
For me, the payoff, that's a really important part, because it's not really, talk about nonsense and nonsensical. It really doesn't make sense what worrying is giving me. What payoff is worrying? Drama, negative thinking, being afraid, judgmental, shame, all these. What is that payoff? It doesn't make sense that there would be, but there is a payoff.
And that's the job of the person, to do the deep dive and the discovery, because there is a payoff.
So what's your payoff for the drama that you encountered starting the show today?
Well, I'm going to have to digest that, and I'll get back to you next week, because I don't have an answer right now. But I am going to be looking into what my payoffs are. Definitely. I want to know, because I got to stay on another level.
Yeah, please. Well, yeah.
Next topic. May I? Okay. Who was I listening to? It was someone, and you know how we talk about this identity thing. Who am I really? Am I my ego? Am I the thoughts? Am I the story? Who am I? And Oh, I know what it was. It was Teresa, the lady that does the readings in Long Island, and she says, "I'm just fulfilling my soul's journey." So this is, I like that. I resonated with that. This is my soul's journey, not my ego's journey, not my mind's journey. This is my soul's journey, and it was approved of long before I even arrived in human form. And if it is my soul's journey, which scratch it, if it is my soul's journey, I'm going to ride with that. And meaning that accepting more and more and more of everything that happens without having a preference, without having, I'd rather this happen, all of it, every single thing that my mind says I don't want to experience unwanted moments. No, this is my soul's journey and it's time to enjoy it. I'm in my third stage here, fourth quarter, no commercials. Yeah, it's my soul's journey.
Soul's journey. Yeah, it's not my mind's journey, not my body's journey. That seems daunting to trust in that. And I think what helps me trust in that is that there's some, I don't know what other word, there's some goodness there. There's some goodness for Nathan in that. I see it almost as like two entities. It's like my soul and me. And then if I'm going with my soul's journey, I'm close to it and we're riding together. And there's some payoff in that. Talk about a payoff.
Well, I have a question. Who's the me? You say me. What me are we talking about? That's the trick.
Well, right. Well, there's two parts of me. One, my soul, and then the other, my body.
Okay, so that's another thing. I don't say my body. I say the body, not identifying with, Lord have mercy.
Oh, brother.
Not
So what else? We gotta talk about our trip too, because that's very mother and sonny.
Okay, let's talk. So you were here for the day, the last class, and you shared with my class, which is the class is called The Truth About Happiness. You shared the sound bowls and the singing bowls, and it was
Amazing.
phenomenal. It was amazing.
Amazing.
I did have to, in the beginning,
You did. Well, it wasn't in the beginning. It was towards the end, which I wish it wasn't the end. But yes, I did get a wrap it up from you, which is nothing to be ashamed of. People have to wrap up their speeches and their acts, and sometimes they just go on. And I really started to take off there. I was in the front of the class. I had a mic. I had the bowls. You were finally quiet for once. And I really wanted to seize the opportunity, sans you.
Well, I'm feeling an imbroglio right now. Imbroglio.
Yeah, but it was nice, and it was a good reel it in, which is what is happening a lot on this show, reeling it in next, which is good practice, and then got to the bowls, and yeah, it was very nice.
I want to share something that one of the students in the class, because those songs, are they sound bowls or singing bowls? What do you call them?
They're both. Well, I think appropriately they're singing bowls, but they're either.
Okay, so singing bowls, and I don't know if any, and so these people are seniors. We are 55 plus, and one lady after the sound bowl session, she said that she which was really powerful for me, she heard her son. She had a son who died at 6 years old, and she heard her son's voice during that time you were playing the singing bowls, the sound bowls, which, Nathan, what is my purpose here? My purpose here is just to share another perspective, to offer another perspective and enjoy it and just keep it moving.
I love that purpose. Share another perspective, and only the way I can share a perspective. I'm as unique as my fingerprint. There's only one me. There's never going to be another me. So why not own it and share it and let it only be one perspective, even from me. And that one thing I thought was really interesting that you said about purpose, and it was that there was something planned before we got here, before the physical body got here. And there's a concept that popped in my head about time, and is there time? It's is this woman who heard her 6-year-old son today, years later, what is that time? That's a perspective too, and how we believe in that and understand time.
Well, there is no such thing as time.
Oh,
Time,
thanks. Well, that summed it up quite
yeah,
nicely.
yeah. Time is is an illusion, and all the different dimensions. There is no such thing as time. There's only time in the mind.
All right. Well, that's simple. I should have just gone to
Yes.
you first.
Well, one of these days you'll get it.
Hmm.
I want to switch topics because now we're talking about in this body, in this lifetime. And one of my practices is to enjoy this time that I have, however long it's going to be, start enjoying it. And then I'm thinking, because I'm looking at those near death videos, which I love, those near death experience videos. This one woman, she was an atheist, and she just the stories are so inspiring to me and uplifting, and all of them, I haven't listened to all of them, but most of them say when the voice says it's time to return back to earth, none of them want to go back to earth. They all want to stay in the spot. They all want to stay in this place of all love, all light, no pain, and there is no happy, sad. It's just peaceful without that. And so then I was thinking, and I want your input, that this enjoyable, how my soul or my consciousness, this enjoyable can only happen on this planet in physical form.
That feels right to me. That feels truthful. The enjoyable, the pain, the all of the human things, the physical. Yeah, that sounds right to me.
So here we're here, and we experience the humans experience all kinds of emotions. I'm not going to label them, but just a tsunami of emotions, and one of them is enjoyable. Is that I'm just loving all of it, but all of them without having a preference. I prefer to feel, I prefer to enjoy a moment rather than I prefer not to enjoy. In other words, another moment that's not so enjoyable. But this is the place on earth, human form is the place to experience all of those things. The soul wants to experience everything. And this is the place for it.
Well, if this isn't the place for it, I don't know where else it is. It's definitely the place for it. I do have a preference, and I think there's a couple things happening for me. One is I am finding more moments enjoyable, more joy, more happiness, whatever word, enjoyment. I am finding more of my life in enjoyment, and the times that I'm not, it seems more manageable. It seems like I'm able to switch perspectives easier. I'm able to get through it, laugh at it, not let it take down my whole day. Those moments are, and sometimes there is some enjoyment there too. There's some enjoyment in the contrasts and in the getting mad at people at the airport, the being tired, the drivers. There's a little enjoyment, a little bit, maybe right afterwards.
Well, let's narrow it down. And would you like to talk about one of your experiences at the airport? Because they are really hysterical.
Yeah, and I'll keep it quick, but one of them was
Impossible.
impossible. One of the yeah, I put my bag through the metal detector, and I had a water bottle in it, so it had to be checked again. And the woman doing it was what I would say taking her sweet time. And then she was patronized me by explaining how if I wanted to keep the water bottle, which I very politely asked for, even though I was very irritable, I was polite.
Not you.
And I asked her if I can keep the water bottle, and she very condescendingly told me that I would have to go all the way back to the beginning of the airport and be escorted by a chaperone, some BS like that. And I did explode a little bit. And I said, I don't need to go back to the beginning of the airport. I'm good. And she gave me this look. She gave me this look like that. That was like, wow, he's really unhinged.
Oh, your unhinged side.
And that was one of them.
What do we do when we're unhinged?
Yeah,
Well,
well, I'll just say quickly is
possible.
is getting over it, forgiving myself. I did send her some energy. I didn't say it to her in person, but I sent her some energy. I just acknowledging my part, an apology, an energetic apology to myself and to her, and knowing I'm gonna I'm gonna be sharing about this in either to you or in your class, and there's no hiding anymore. And I knew it would be a story that was probably going to be laughed at.
And that's it though, laughing. And see that we talk about it, but the awareness is the work, just that you are aware. And I'm going to throw in that the story about the woman being condescending, patronizing, all of that is all a story that the mind creates to justify, to give an answer to why you're behaving like that, why you're angry, why you're annoyed, why you're irritated. And what I say is none of the story matters. It's not the woman, it's not the airport, it's not the triggers. It's just time to be annoyed and irritated.
Absolutely. Well, that's without the stories, that is true. And I suppose it was time for me to have an imbroglio.
Yes, it was time sans the story.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
All right.
Where is my question? I forgot to ask it last week. Do you, because you said something a couple of shows ago, do you believe that you have to suffer something? You said something about paying your dues. Do you have to suffer before you can feel good or before you're allowed to feel good? But do you feel suffering is part of the process?
I've gone back and forth with this as of today, right now. And I don't know if I would use those exact words, but I do feel there is a certain amount of suffering, pain, darkness, friction to get to the opposite, get to some light and clarity, enjoyment.
Is that a true statement?
It's true if it's true for me.
That's not true.
Please explain. I'll listen.
Will you?
Sure. Oh, ye wise one.
Thank you. In fact, I'm going to change my name from Rebecca to Oh Ye Wise One.
Go for it.
I like that. Oh, ye wise one.
Hmm. Of course you do.
So so this is my question. So if a woman who is just fearful of everything, she's afraid to go out in the street. She's going to get mugged. She's afraid to be in the house because of an in-home invasion. She believes that. She believes that, of course, but is that the truth? Is that what's going to happen? I mean, I get what you're saying is if you believe it. If you believe it, what it is a belief, but the belief doesn't mean that it's the truth. It just means it's a belief.
Right. Well, what the real truth is beyond a belief is the duality of this universe, and how a star is a star for however long it is, and then it explodes and becomes a black hole, and then it forms into another star again. So it can't be a star unless it's a black hole, and then it can't be a black hole unless it's a star. So the universal answer is things change, and it needs to go through one phase so it can go to another phase. That's what I think of when you ask me suffering to light. I do think there is it goes here to change here, and then to change here.
Okay, but the question was, is it necessary to go through dark to experience light?
I have to say yes.
Okay.
And dark meaning not bad dark, but literal dark space, darkness, to be light, because there's no labels good or bad with that.
But see that, but you use the word suffer. So suffer is not a neutral word.
Right. Well, right. That's why I said in the beginning, I don't know if the words are, if I would use that word.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add to the imbroglio?
No, I have nothing else to add. Go ahead. Your turn. Topic.
Clearly you don't think there needs to be some darkness before.
It's not about the darkness. It's about the belief that I need to suffer before I can experience light. Even just the mind saying, who is saying that I need to suffer? That's not the universe's voice. That's not what the universe would say. The universe wouldn't say suffer before light. Or suffer before you can, because the question was suffer before you experience good. And what defines suffering?
This is a tricky one. I just look back at all of our other imbroglios over our lifetime, you and me, and did we need to experience those to get to this where we are today? I don't know. I can't say if we needed to or not, but I know we did. I know it happened.
Okay, I like that, and you won with the word of the day, by the way, imbroglio.
I tried to really drill it in.
Not tried, you did.
Thanks.
You drilled it. You drilled it in, and so, see, it's a story. It's a story that I need to feel suffer, and all this life is an experience without a story. Who is the author of the story? But I want to go to another topic, because it's in, and that's kind of getting away from the philosophical. I'm not really a philosophical kind of girl. What's the problem? What's the solution? Speaking of, can we have the complaining corner right now?
Let's do it.
And I never complain about you.
No, you don't.
But I do have a complaint.
Let's air it out right here.
Okay, good. Thank you. When you take pictures, you have this thing about these rapid pictures. You click a button, and now I have 100 pictures of me doing this. I hate that. I spent, I don't know how much time. I'm 68. I don't have that much time left. I spent 10 minutes deleting pictures that I don't need. So if you're taking a picture, and this is a request, and you can do whatever you want, but if you're taking a picture of me, please, can I just pose and smile as opposed to this? I mean, I have 100 pictures of me, my eyes closed, that I just have to delete. It was very, very annoying.
Whew. You know, you're right. You're absolutely right. And
Again?
you're right. Wow. I was taken down, but I wasn't knocked out like I thought I was going to be. It's okay. A
I'm
couple
not
blows.
finished.
Oh, well, continue.
No, and this is the last thing, and this is about relationships. And do you know that these program people, these program relationships, have you know what's one of the foundational behaviors in a program relationship is, I call it tit for tat. And when I said that, I said, I'm going to ask him not to do that, and ask him, I'm going to be open if you do it, that's fine. I'll just have to delete it. I'm going to ask him if he does it, if he will just take a picture of me, like a normal person would just take a picture and pose. And if he doesn't, tit for tat, I was going to do all the things that you asked me not to do. I'm just saying, in my head, you see how quickly it goes to tit for tat.
Yeah, thank God it didn't, or at least it looks like it's not going there for you. And look, all you had to do was make a simple request, and I'm more than happy to oblige. You're absolutely right. And I did think of that. It was actually quite annoying for me because believe it or not, I'd like to have some pictures of you as well on my phone, and I had to delete a lot of them as well. And yes, so that is good. We can move forward with that. I will play devil's advocate and say that my intention is to get, get your, in class all day, every day. Me. I will say that my intention was to get a good picture and to give you a lot of options, because who knows what's going to come. I don't want to hand you back your phone. Oh, here's 2 pictures of you. Well, you should take more pictures. So it seems like I have overcompensated, and now we'll make
Seems like
the rough one today. No, it's not rough. But yes, I love that. Thank you for that. And thank you for sharing it publicly.
Well, I love you, Nathan, and it was such a perfect day. It was a perfect day.
Question: do you like candid pictures or not more than a posed picture, or they're just different?
I do like candid pictures, but not 100 of them. And I really don't like with my mouth open, because my mouth was open a lot.
Well, that's your problem. That was too easy.
That was really funny.
But yeah, that makes sense.
I love the candid pictures of me with the mirror and all that. But yes, yeah, that was just too many pictures. But okay, do you have another topic?
No, I think this is wrapping up our time together. We might have to push next topics for next week.
Okay, let's improve. Okay, I wrote this down. I just have to say it. Enjoyment comes from being, not doing. Being. I don't know if I'm going to say not doing, but I definitely enjoyment comes from being, staying in the moment, staying in the present moment. If I'm in the future, enjoyment doesn't come. Enjoyment doesn't come from what's happening. Enjoyment comes from being. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm experiencing this life. It's not about I have to go to a party. I enjoyed the party, or I see you, or it's being.
I'm into it.
Oh, well, I guess we're going to end the show on a flat note.
I don't know what else to add.
You don't?
No,
You
for
can't.
one site, no, I think that's a perfect button. Yeah, being, let's be, and I like not necessarily not doing, because doing or not doing is, I don't know how to qualify that, but being is every moment, all moments, with whatever's going on or not going on.
And the program is to find enjoyment in the doing. I'm attending this. I'm watching a sporting event, or I'm playing a sporting event, or whatever, or I'm dancing. And there's nothing. I'm not poo-pooing on any of that. But can enjoyment be found in the being? I mean, real enjoyment. Because this, just my existence, my existence here is the gift.
Well, your existence is definitely one of my gifts.
Now stop it.
Well, we needed one soft moment.
And I have to say that every moment when we walked together, you held out your arm. My father used to say, grab a wing.
Mm-hmm.
And you held out your arm and you escorted me everywhere. And
yeah, it was great. It was really great to be there with you. And we're so good together.
yes, and I love you so much.
Love you too, Mom. Love us, love our show, love our words. And everyone will have to be sans until next week without us. Sans us.
Sans us. What are my girls doing?
This one is just finishing up her breakfast.
Oh, hi, little girl. Look at that one. Is that Lexi? Was that
yeah,
Lexi?
That's Lexi. And
Yeah.
then this one's just chilling out by the window.
Hi, Looney girl. Hi, Looney. Looney girl. It's Grandma. Your favorite.
Your favorite. Well, I love you and I love us. And go head on, Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense.
Episode 21, episode 22 coming next week.
Coming
Like
at you.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.